Good morning, everyone. Morning, good morning. Or good day, depending on where you're from. Back to another live stream. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody's day going so far? Good morning, good morning. Or good day, depending on where you're from. How's everybody doing today? Morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to another live stream. How's everybody's week going so far? Hope everybody's day is going well. Hope everybody's week is going well. I'm going to take some time to allow the community to join the live stream, and then we'll get into some information. Hope everybody's week is going well. Hope everybody's day is going well. See who we have here today. Good morning, Island Dreams. Morning, Devil. Morning, Rose. Morning, Karen Deep. Morning, Triss. Morning, Colorado. Morning, N Cool. Morning, Game Show. Morning, Mock. Morning, Cheesy. Morning, HMH. Morning, Ross. Hope your day is going well. How's everybody's week going so far? Curious to see how everybody's trading is going. So throw a 1 in chat if you're green on the week. Throw a 2 in chat if you're red on the week. Throw a 3 in chat if you've yet to trade this week. How everybody's week is going so far. Couple 1s, couple 2s. Okay, seems pretty 50-50 start. Couple 1s and a couple 2s. Oh, make sure that we get the mindset correct. Let's make sure that we have a level head going into today's session. Right? It doesn't matter what happened yesterday. Doesn't matter what's going to happen tomorrow. Focus needs to be on right now. Okay, so focus up on the present. Make sure that you carry out your plan today. Make sure you adhere to your risk management. Right? Don't carry any of the intrusive thoughts of a prior loss with you. Got to be able to wipe the slate clean and make sure that you focus on every single opportunity. You need to give today's opportunity your utmost attention, just like you'll need to do tomorrow. That's why we can't hold on to the past. That's why we can't be worried about the future. That's why we have to be focused on the present. We need to give every single opportunity all of our attention, all of our responsibility, and have accountability in every single opportunity. Focus up. Whether you're there already or not, make sure that you're in the right headspace before taking any risk. Hey, good morning, Goku. How are you doing today? Anwar, how's your day going? Mohammed, hello. Nicolas, good morning. Hope your day is going well. Morning, good morning, good morning. Just welcoming the community into the live stream, allowing people time to join before we get into information here. Nick, good morning. Hope your day is going well. We got ourselves an FOMC today. So today is going to be an important day, and what a move we got there overnight. Get into some of this information here shortly, but beautiful, beautiful move overnight there. They were so bullish overnight that during the new day open, they never made a lower wick on the daily candle. Like, take a look at this, and this shows you how bullish the overnight session was. Right here. Today's daily candle, when it opened, it never went lower. It never went below the opening price. That just goes to show you how bullish the overnight session was. It opened the new day and immediately started going higher and never turned around. Yeah, the bulls won that overnight session. Beautiful, beautiful. What a move. I don't know if anybody trades the Asia session, but man, they were just climbing overnight. Kept going. Beautiful move. All for now. Back to LTRM. Good morning. How are you doing today? Hope your day is going well. Only True Trader. Good morning. How's your day going? Thanks for joining. Giving some time for the community to join, and we're going to get into some information. Greetings from Germany. That's awesome. I've never been to Germany. I have been to Europe a couple times. I made it to London, made it to Spain, made it to Italy, and I made it to Greece. Haven't been to Germany yet. There are some other places I go to. What do you guys think? We get into some of the information. See what you guys. Where's one of the most beautiful places in the world that we all should travel to? What's one of the places that you all have been to that you've found the most beautiful? Traveling is one of my most favorite things to do, what I get enjoyment from. So I do try to make some trips throughout the year. I want to go to Switzerland, another one. I want to go to Iceland. I'd also like to go. I haven't made it over to like Thailand or Japan or China. Oh, but some point in time. Morning, Saju. Hope your day is going well. Sonda, how are you doing today? All-time highs? Yeah, ES did actually make new all-time highs here during that overnight move. So ES got the new all-time high, and Q did not. We'll see how today shapes up, but ES already made that new all-time high. Doing good, and yourself? Thanks for asking. Yeah, my day's going well. Got my coffee here. Got the live stream going. I'm ready for today's session. We are submitting for another payout on the live account. So I'm very happy about how this week shaped up. You know, every single time we get a payout, that's just another step in the right. Very happy about another payout. That's back-to-back weeks with payouts. Happy about it. How do you go about FOMC? You recommend trading New York AM or wait for the news release? In my opinion, there are 4 days that are scheduled breaks for myself. Like, scheduled breaks means I don't care what price action says. I already know that I'm not willing to risk on that day. FOMC, CPI, non-farm payroll, bank holidays. Okay, those are the days that are scheduled breaks for myself. Right? I'm still going to show up. I'm still going to do my work. I'm still going to learn. But there's a difference from working and learning from risking. So the federal funds rate, that is one of the largest volatile drivers. CPI is the largest. NFP is the second. FOMC is the third. Now, in my opinion, I do not take the opinion of, oh, today is going to be a home run. I could change my life today because FOMC is going to provide so much volatility. No. I don't do. Okay. I take a different perspective. I take is risk. I need to understand when it's a good time to risk and not a good time to risk. So, for example, if there was ever a time for your orders to get skipped, if there was ever a time for slippage to occur, it would be during the most volatile times, right? During CPI, during NFP, during FOMC. So that makes it more risky than when there is no FOMC. For that reason, I'd rather not trade, right? I'm thinking in terms of risk, not reward. Okay, so what I'm saying to myself is today would be the worst time to get it wrong, right? Because I don't want them to skip my orders and then I end up losing more than I should have. That's what I say to myself during CPI and FOMC. I don't say, oh, today's the chance to make $1 million. Today's the chance I can hit a home run and change my entire life. No, I stay away from euphoria, to be honest. That's just not me. Not me. Very good question, though. Very good question. Made it to quite some countries, the more beautiful ones as well. Yeah, I love traveling. There are some more that I want to go to. We can go into Turkey later this year. Wow, that sounds amazing. First international trip? Oh, you're going to love it. That sounds amazing. Hopefully you enjoy. If we sweep London low, it looks suspicious for longs again. Take liquidity from above, shorts are likely at the open. Using a translator, so if anyone wants to reply, thanks for letting us know that you're using a translator. Hopefully my analysis there in terms of risk to reward helps you frame some ideas today. During the morning session, it will be less volatile than during the evening session, right? I do expect 2 p.m. when federal funds rate is announced to see some volatility, just like at 2:30 when FOMC press conference we'll also see. Smoke Trades, good morning. How are you doing today? Thanks, Ash. When I joined last week, this community, I was confused, but when I joined, I see your live execution. My confusion is all gone. I learn a lot of things. Thank you. I greatly appreciate the kind words. That's what we're going to be doing here all of 2026. You guys can watch me trade, but hear me clearly. Chat, listen to me clearly, okay? I am not a signal server. You are responsible for all of your own risk, okay? I take losing trades. I've had many losing streaks. So when I take a trade, there are zero guarantees. I quite literally have a 50% win rate. So half the time I lose, half the time I win. You need to understand that just because I'm taking a trade does not make it acceptable for you to copy the trade I'm taking. You always have to take full responsibility of all of your own risk. I will not accept liability of them. Okay, so I'm telling you now, when I take trades, there are zero guarantees. I do lose 50% of the time. Therefore, you should always make all of your own decisions. You should always take full accountability of all of your own risk. Okay? Additionally, to become a day trader, you need to understand how to click the buttons. Okay? If you're just following somebody else, if you're just using signals, then that's the same thing as having a 9-to-5 job, right? You have a boss. You have somebody that you need to listen to complete your work. They tell you what to do, then you do it, right? That's the same thing as a job. If you want to become a trader, you want to run your own business, you have to take full and complete responsibility for all of your own actions. You have to learn this business You need to be able to click the buttons, make the decisions on your own so that you don't have to listen to it. You have the skill yourself. You can complete the business on your own. That's where freedom is found. Okay? When you understand exactly what you're doing, how you're doing it, and you've done it so many times that it becomes muscle memory. That's when you're becoming a trader. Now, during the learning phase, it's completely fine to look to others to analyze their experience so that you can shorten your learning curve. That's why we're here, is to share experiences. This is my trading journey. I'm taking full accountability of it. Okay? I'm only taking accountability of my trading. Please always do your own due diligence. Okay? Please always accept your own risk. And if you can't, don't take the trade. You are the owner of your own business. Take responsibility in. Okay? But throughout 2026, you'll see me live streaming. This is what I do. So whether it's here, whether it's on My Funded Futures, whether it's in Discord, this is me. I'm a trader. I'm going to continue to keep trading. Okay? So hopefully somebody can learn from it. Hopefully you can take my mistakes and say, oh, you know, let's use that as a learning opportunity so you can shorten your own curve. You have to understand, I'm not taking responsibility of your risk. You are. Okay? Just want to make sure that everybody's on the same understanding because, you know, this business is hard enough. We don't need extra, you know, outside things deterring us during execution. But let's continue to keep working and learning together. Having a community of like-minded professionals sharing their experiences gives us so many more learning opportunities, right? If you were to be learning this business on your own, then you're capping the amount of opportunities that you will get to learn from, right? Imagine if you only learned from your own experiences. Imagine if you had 100 other people sharing their experience. You're quite literally getting 100 times the amount of experience by going and reviewing their information, right? So I do think there's a lot of value in working with other like-minded professionals, and that's what we're doing here. So please always feel free to ask any questions, any information. Doesn't matter how beginner, intermediate, or advanced it is. Always ask questions so we can keep learning. And if there's ever a time that I don't have the information, I'll gladly defer to somebody else. Yeah, I'm not going to answer a question that I don't have the information for. That just doesn't make sense in my mind. So please feel free to ask any questions. How much risk on a 50K funded per trade? I divide my drawdown by 10. Right, so whatever drawdown you have left in the account, I would divide that by 10. That is the dollar amount that I would be willing to risk per trade. Good morning, Ash. Good morning, Spyro. How's your day going? Morning, Ash. Is your strategy still the unicorn? Good morning, American Shades. How are you doing today? So, in the beginning of 2026, we did some goal setting. We did some preparation for the year. And I specifically pointed to trying to take another step forward as a trader. Right? So what I mean by that is, you know, taking a look at other strategies or being able to take more than 1 or 2 trades a week. I have taken some change in the state of delivery trades this year. So other than the unicorn, I have also taken a couple change in the state of delivery trades here. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe it betters my trading. Maybe it doesn't. We don't know. That information is currently being gathered. But yes, I will be trading change in the state of delivery, unicorns. The thing that matters is the logic that you're providing to your decision making. So the process in terms of how we're going to get into trades is going to remain the same. Whether that trade is a breaker block plus FEG or a change in the state of delivery, that will be determined by price and what it's providing. Hello, Ash. Hello, Sathish. How are you doing today? FOMC plus Microsoft, Tesla, and Meta earnings. Walk in the park. Yeah, today we should get some volatility. Love to see that we're potentially finally getting out of this range. We've just been kind of going sideways for way too long. Maybe we can start getting some clear moves. Thank you and have a great day. Yeah, always feel free to ask any questions. I'm gladly willing to help with any portion of this. So it really doesn't matter how beginner, intermediate, advanced the questions are. Gladly willing. Morning, Ash. Good morning to you too, Ascent. How's your day going? Morning, Ricardo. Hope your day is going well. Got green with gold during Asia. Let's go. Plus 400 locked. Love to hear that. I mean, that is what we need. Let's go. Congratulations. Do yourself a favor and do not hand that back. If you're plus 400 on the day, at 400. It is more important to stay green on the day than it is to overtrade. Never acceptable. Hey, Ash, new sub here. Hey, thanks for joining and nice to meet you. Just a doubt. Since all these days we were in a tight range, can we call the move up relation and then they fall down? We don't have that information yet. So let's start to go through it and I'll provide my analysis. Let me just take a sip of coffee first and then we'll start to get into some of. Good morning from Ireland. Wow, I haven't been to Ireland yet. But good morning. Hope your day is going well. 2 seconds. We're going to take a sip of coffee and then we're going to get into analysis. Alrighty. Due to FOMC, better I'm trying to stay calm today in New York, Ash. Yeah, we have FOMC coming up. That is going to be a key point today. So, hello from Greece. Hello, how are you? For joining. I did actually get to make it to Greece in 2025, and it was absolute. Paulus, how are you doing today? All right, so let's take a look. Let's start to dive into some information so that everybody understands what I'm looking at moving. First things first is the new week opening gap. We had throughout the past week. The key understanding that we were looking for was what was going to happen at this area. Right? So, were we going to get rejected by this area? Or were we going to break resistance, turn it into support, and then find continuation higher after? Okay? It was very clear that price did not get rejected by the new week opening gap because it was capable of going right through the new week opening gap. It even closed a candle above it. And when it did, that was the sign that we're going higher to take out all of these equal highs up here. So it's very simple. All we were doing the past week or so was analyzing swing highs, swing lows, and FEG. The moment that I understand that it's a new week opening gap. New week opening gaps are just another form of imbalance. Okay, so whether you want to call it a new week opening gap, an imbalance, whatever, we analyze imbalances to understand whether it's going to act as resistance, act as support. We look at the price action that occurs there to understand what's happening. We saw price go right through the new week opening gap, showing that this area was not acting as resistance. When resistance is broken, it's normally retested to then be turned into support. If it is, then we can consider a continuation higher. And that's what we got. So now that we got the continuation higher, here's what I have to say. This is important here, right? We just filled this gap that has yet to be filled ever since it was created. This is the first time that price had gone back into this gap ever since it was created. So that was back on November 4th. They left this open for multiple months. And now we're finally filling it. Okay, so my key considerations here today are what's going to happen here, right? What type of price action is going to occur at this gap? Okay? Very simple. Take a look. Here's your first opportunity. Ready? Change these colors. I'm drawing out a candle to show you two different examples here. Give me a second. All right, ready? If this happens right here, right, we get a huge upside down candle, closes back below the bearish FEG, leaving this huge seller's wick. This would look like we're getting rejected from the gap that we were sweeping out all these highs to grab liquidity. If this is the type of daily candle that we get today, right, a huge reversal candle, then I would think that we're getting rejected by this gap, and I would look for a move lower to fill this FEG here. This is option number. Right, I'm showing you the analysis that is going to help me understand the next price move. I'm analyzing a gap. Right, here's the gap. Analyzing the gap, and the thing that occurs at this gap is going to help me understand what the next move is going to be. If we get rejected by the gap, it's going to look like this. A huge upside down candle that has a seller's wick closing back below the range. To me, that would say we're going to retrace lower. That is option number one. Option number two. Option number two is a huge bullish candle. Right? We currently have a huge bullish candle. If price goes and closes above this gap, right? Look at where it's at currently. It's already invalidating this gap because price has gone right through it. And now it has a potential to close past it. If we invalidate this gap as resistance, then that is something that would tell me to look for bullish continuation. The way that I'm going to know that is how today's daily candle closes. What type of formation does the daily candle have? Do we close up here, or do we get rejected and close somewhere down here? That's going to be very important information, understanding the Okay, so that is how I'm approaching today. Now we can go ahead and update the rest of our assets. So that way, you know, if you're watching ES, you're watching oil, the dollar, that way we can understand the bias for all of them. So let's make sure that we go ahead and get this put into the Discord as well. So give me a moment. I'm going to write things out. It's exactly what I'm saying here on the live stream, but I also need to take screenshots because this is a form of documentation that I do. I make sure that I come here on the live stream so that I get my sessions recorded. I can hear my thoughts out loud. I can see how I'm reacting to price, either physically or emotionally. I'm literally right here on camera. That's one form of documentation. Being able to hear your thoughts, see your action. And then the second form of documentation is writing. For me, I need different reinforcement, right? When I watch a recording, I get to hear it out loud. When I read my writing, then I get to see it in front of me. All of those are different reinforcements to how I'm conducting my business, what's working, what's not working. And I highly suggest that everyone else is documented. Your journal is going to be your best friend. It's going to be your best learning opportunity, where you should spend most of your time. Collecting data is extremely important in terms of conviction. The more experience you get, more conviction you'll have. The more data you have, the more clear your abilities are. You'll understand where you're going wrong. You'll understand what you need to work on. You'll understand what you don't know versus what you do. Okay, so document, 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 journal, 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 as much as you can, because it's going to be your best. So, the analysis that I just provided. Will this act resistance? Or do we break resistance and turn it into support? This is what I'm analyzing. The way that I'll be analyzing this is type of daily candle closure. When we get a candle closure, that's going to help me understand whether we're going to get continuation higher or not. Right? Something like that would be price breaking resistance, then retesting it as support and continuing higher. And getting rejected, we should just close below it and then move lower. Right? So, the other one. All right. Need to grab some screenshots too. So, patient with. Also getting in Discord. Screenshot right here. Get this over into Discord. Quick question, chat. Are you able to hear my keyboard when I type? Let me know. I don't want to make I don't want the keyboard to be typing. Perfect. Thank you very much. All right. NQ bias put into chat. Now ES. Same exact thing goes for ES. We had been watching the new week opening gap. See that we claimed the new week opening gap, and then once we claimed the new week opening gap, we went to the targets. Now that we're at the target. Now that we're at the targets. Right? Now, we have to analyze what occurs at all-time highs. Same exact thing here. I don't really need to repeat myself. NQ and ES should be moving the same at the same time, right? So very simple stuff. It's just using a swing high versus a gap. Do we go above the swing high, break resistance, and continue higher? Right? That's option number one. Option number one. Or do we get rejected by the swing high, create a huge seller's wick, and close back below? That would look like a retracement is happen. So we're doing the same analysis as we are on NQ on ES. Same exact information. And they should be, because they're two correlated assets. So they should be moving the same at. So let's get a screenshot of this. Get this over into the Discord. All right. Do we get rejected the new all-time highs? Or do we break and turn it into the question that I'm asking myself? This is, the information that I'll be looking for in terms of today's daily candle closure to understand what the next move is going. Get over to oil. What a beautiful move here. What a beautiful move here. So once again, go ahead and fact check me if you want, but for all the individuals that have been working with me, you'll see that, we were looking at this volume imbalance as the internal location, and we were saying that we were moving internal to external, right? And we got that move. So that bias is now complete, right? So target has been hit. Yep, target has been hit. Now, this is the same thing as ES, right? So this first bias of being bullish, internal to external, has been completed, right? Now that that has been completed, we need to understand, are we getting rejected from the swing high? Right? External location. Are we getting rejected by it? Or are we displacing through it? Right? Change this back. Give me a second. Go. Now, this is a very good example for that same conversation that we were having with ES and NQ in terms of analyzing what happens at this location. So, price. The first time we engaged with the swing high, we did a very good job closing above it. Okay? We closed above it, and when we closed above it, we also displaced above it, right? We have the potential to create a bullish FVG here if today's daily candle closes higher. This, to me, is that example of continuation higher. Right? Instead of getting rejected from the swing high, there is no bearish reversal candle here. In fact, what there is here is the potential of a bullish FVG. Right? So if we confirm this bullish FVG today, then I'm looking for them to retest the area. Right? This was supposed to be resistance. It looks like they're breaking resistance. Once resistance is broken, I would then look to see if the area that they break out from can be turned into support for higher prices. Right, so this is what I'm looking for on oil. We have displaced through the swing high, and because we displaced through the swing high, looking to see if that area that once was resistance can now be turned into support or continuation. Board. Okay. Chart. Been broken. Outlet. If it can be turned support or continue. Very good job. NQ, ES, oil. Get over to the dollar. Man, what a free fall. What a free fall. I mean, this is, they dumped. What a dumpster. I mean, wow. I'm not willing to create a bias here. Okay. Very simply put, we ran below a very key level. And kind of like oil, I need to understand whether this gap is going to be created or not. Right? Are we displacing through the low? Yes or no? That's what I'm asking myself. All right, so here's the swing low. Here's the potential for a bearish FEG. Right? If they confirm this bearish FEG, right? Confirming it would be today's daily candle closes, leaving this FEG open, then it's a confirmed FEG. If that's the case, then I would look to see if that area becomes resistance for continued lower prices. Okay, so we need to wait to see if that gets confirmed. If that gets confirmed, then I'll look for continued lower prices. Trade of 8 is having issues currently. Ooh, thank you for bringing that up. Imagine having issues on the day of FOMC. That sounds like a recipe for disaster. Remember that comment that I made earlier when I said today would be the worst day to get something wrong? Remember that comment when I said they might skip your orders? Right? There could be slippage. Now Trade of 8's having issues. Imagine the trading platform having issues during the most volatile time. Both of those things sound horrible for a risk manager. Yeah, I'll sit out. How about instead of blowing my account because I can't close a position because Trade of 8's not working properly during one of the most volatile times, I'll just sit here and say, well, thank you. Right? Like, I would rather just keep my accounts. I'd rather stay alive. I don't want to fall into any issue. No, thank you. TPT got problems too. Thank you everybody for bringing this to chat. I really appreciate all of you. This is the type of stuff that's going to help the community, right? Instead of allowing people to just get caught in positions because the platform's not working properly, you guys helping out is greatly appreciated. So thank you to that are helping. That's the type of information to why a community is so beneficial. Instead of allowing somebody to go below their account because they don't understand Trade of 8's having issues, you bringing that to chat is very valuable. So thank you. Thank you very much. All right, so the dollar bias, throw that in chat as well. All right. Do they confirm this bearish FEG? If they do, I would look for continuation lower from it. Other Discord. Lower. And so last asset on the list, euro. Euro should be moving opposite of the dollar. So I really don't need to go into that analysis, right? It's the same exact thing here. So we had the internal move here to external. Now that we're external, you can see that we clearly displaced through the swing high, which makes sense why we got continuation even higher, right? And now that we're above a swing high, I still have the same question, right? Now that we're above a swing high, do they confirm this FEG? Yes or no? That's the information I need to know to understand whether we're going to continue to get continuation high. If we cannot confirm this FEG, then I would be less interested in looking for continued higher. Let's also put this on here. Exact thing as the dollar. Support. Okay. Do they confirm this bullish FEG? If they do, look for continuation higher from it. Awesome. Let's go, chat. Now we're prepared. Now we understand what we're looking at for today. Oh. All right. Hopping back over to chat as well. Now, if you have any questions regarding any of those biases, feel free to throw it in chat. We can go over some questions and we'll move forward in the live stream. But I want to make sure I get to any questions about any of those biases before I get to the portion of look. Good morning, The Punisher. How are you doing today? Good morning, Alive Man. How are you doing today? Hey, Ash. Really glad you're back. I wanted to ask about your goals. Can we set money-oriented goals on trading, or should we set process-oriented goals? So in my opinion, it's just my opinion. I'm not saying what's right or wrong, but this is what I do. I do process-driven goals. I'm a firm believer that process is greater than results, right? Your ability to fall in love with the process is going to be the thing that tells you what is right versus what is wrong. Let me explain that comment. In day trading, there's a random distribution of probabilities. So you could take the exact setup 10 times in a row. That does not mean every single time you'll have a winning trade, because there's a random distribution of probability. Okay, so instead of being results driven, I'm process driven. So my goals are, do I follow my plan? Yes or no? Do I follow my risk management? Yes or no? Did I control my emotions? Did I control my actions? Yes or no? When I control all of those things, that's a win. When I do not control all of those things, that's a loss. Not a dollar amount. Dollar amount does not reflect whether I complete my process or not. There's been many times where my process had a winning trade. Been many times where my process had a losing trade. And during those two different outcomes, I did the same exact thing. Because there's never going to be a guarantee with day trading. There is no certainty, right? If you take a bullish breaker at New York Open from a key level with SMT, that doesn't mean it's going to win every single time. There will be times where it loses. There will be times when it wins. So all I'm getting at here is, instead of being results driven, I've always found more success being process driven. Additionally, when you're process driven, that is where you detach the emotions from the outcome. When you understand that you making sure you complete all of your rules, that you stay within your system, you complete the process to the best of your ability, that's what matters. When your focus is there, instead of the results of the trade, that's when you're going to be able to implement very strictly defined risk management. Okay, so it helps detach the emotions from the outcome when you focus on the process. Okay, so I know that was a long-winded answer, but 2026 goals, in my opinion, should be process-driven, not results-driven. Very good question. Very good question. Net gain or loss isn't updating with price action. Wow, that's scary. That's scary. Thank you again for the individuals that are mentioning the Trade of 8 issues. Do you really want a platform having it? Seriously, ask yourself. Why am I not able to see FOMC? Let's take a look. It should be right here. Yeah, it's here. FOMC, Forex Factory, red folder, USD news. Here, it's definitely here. Maybe your settings are different, right? Take a look at this little hourglass right here. Make sure you have red folders on, right? Like if you don't have red folders on, then you won't. So just make sure your settings are correct for Forex Factory. I have the red folders on. I have the gray folders on, right? Because I need to know when bank holidays are. And I only have USD because I only trade NQ and ES. And then additionally, just make sure the date is correct. Right? If you're not on today, then it's... All right, so it is definitely today. We will definitely get some news today. FOMC is very important. What's your thoughts on bullish SMT with silver and gold? Great time to bring up silver and gold. Who remembers the statement that I made about gold? So specifically, it was on this day right here, Wednesday of last week. So here, do me a favor. Go and fact check me. Go watch my live stream from Wednesday of last week. On Wednesday of last week, I specifically told you that trend is your friend until the end of the trend. Well, chat, look what happened here, right? Take the logic that I'm saying and then either confirm or deny it with the results. I'm not saying these things for no reason. This is the information that I've gathered over my 7 years of collecting this data, right? So for me to say the logic of trend is your friend until the end of the trend, that's because I've seen this exact thing happen for the past 7 years, right? So, for example, somebody asked me, how are you approaching gold at all-time highs? My response was, trend is your friend until the end of the trend. Then, after I made that statement here on, it was on Wednesday, so the chart looked like this when somebody asked me that question. And I said, trend is your friend until the end of the trend. Then I drew this out right here. I said, this is what I would want to see. Right? So I put this on the chart saying that I would want to, I don't want a long at a current day high, right? I don't want a long here. But what I do want to do is I still want to long, but I want price action to give me a long opportunity. I don't want to just force myself upon it. What I would want to see is a slight retracement into a higher time frame key level, like previous day low, to then look for SMT change in the state of delivery for a continuation of the trend. Well, here you go. Right? So now here's your data to that logic. Don't just take the things that I'm saying. Use the logic that I'm referring to, then confirm or deny it within price action. Here's your data, right? Okay, we've just barely made it to previous day low because I wouldn't be surprised if silver did sweep this, showing bullish SMT. Let's take a look real quick. Didn't sweep, but nonetheless, statement still stands. I was just curious to know if there was SMT there. Either way, got a slight retracement towards previous day low and then off to the races. Right? So the logic is the logic for a reason. Don't just take me for what I'm saying. Take the information and go and confirm it with the data. see if there's any value to it. That's where I'm going with the statement. Now, the whole idea of trend is your friend until the end of the trend has now been confirmed, because we've gotten, since this day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more days higher. So it does look like the trend was your friend. Has been confirmed now. Okay. Astonishing move by gold and silver. Silver's just going through the roof as well. I must have said the same exact thing about silver because the arrow's there once again. Look at this. Astonishing. So, what I have to say about this, the original question was, what's your thoughts on bullish SMT with silver and gold on the hour 4? Same exact thing that I just mentioned. Trend is your friend until the end of the trend. I would like to continue to keep looking for long opportunities until price proves otherwise. Price will have to definitively state that the trend is done for me to stop looking for higher price. Right? I quite literally made the statement, if you're going to be shorting the highs, you're going to keep getting ran over. Well, gold just keeps making new highs, right? Previous day high, we ran through it. Previous day high, we ran through it. Previous day high, we ran through it. We're just going to keep running through previous day highs until price action proves otherwise. So instead of trying to call the top, instead of trying to act like you're the smartest person in the room, why don't you just be friends with the trend? Till the end of the trend. No. This is what price is saying. It's not me. I mean, price is literally going higher. So that's the logic that I use. Great. Thank you, Ash. Long. Yep. I would agree with longing on oil and, excuse me, on gold and silver. Hi, Ash. How often will you be live streaming on YouTube? 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, here on my YouTube. 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Standard Time on my Funded Futures. Then Tuesdays and Thursdays, New York Open is in Discord. That is my live streaming schedule. I will make sure to post that on socials as well. All right, actually, talking about socials, wants to have a little bit of fun. Should we enjoy this New York Open? All right, let's see who wants to have a little bit of fun. Over here, grab this. Let's get this tweet to 100 retweets and 200 likes, and I will run another giveaway. All right, is that a deal? Is that a deal? Tweet to 100 retweets and 200 likes, and I'll run a giveaway. Put the link to now you guys really want to have some fun. So since you all are the ones on the stream, to double down on this comment. All right, how about this? 1, get this tweet to 100 retweets and 200 likes. I will run a giveaway on Monday of next week. Additionally, on top of that, if we do this during my live stream right now, I will, on top of that, also give 2 free giveaway accounts for Alpha Futures. to 2 individuals that are in the live stream right now. 2 separate giveaways. One for this morning, 2 alpha accounts for somebody that's in the chat right now. And then additionally on Monday, I'll run a giveaway on. Is that a deal? Yay or nay? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see, chat. If that's a deal. All right, so we'll come back to that in a bit. Let me also tell my Discord about this so that they... Well... I run another... Question mark. So, reason being is I'm trying to provide as much value as I can to the entire community. I gave out thousands of free accounts last year. I want to double that amount. I want to make it multiple thousands this year. The amount of people that I've been able to get an opportunity to give away accounts, astonishing. I want everybody to get a chance at learning trading. I want everybody to have the opportunity at creating another source of income. And if we continue to keep doing these live streams, we'll be able to continue giveaways. So go and smash that retweet button. Go and smash the like button. Let's get a giveaway going here in the next, let's say, hour. Complete that in the next hour. You know, if we can, I have 2 free alpha accounts for 2 people in this chat. If we can't, then Monday will be the giveaway on Twitter. Okay, so let's see if we can play those alpha accounts. Alrighty. While you're at it, do me a favor, hit the like button on the stream, sub to the channel, turn the notifications on. We're going to continue to keep going live every single day. Every week of the year. Monday, Wednesday, Friday here on the YouTube channel. Then Tuesday and Thursdays in the... So, hit the like button, hit the sub button. We're going to continue to keep working and learning every single... Now, also give me 2 seconds. I'm going to move from standing to sitting. Break from the standings. All right. Okay. All right, chat. See what we get here. Going back to the questions as well. As we're waiting for New York Open here. Have any type of question, type of information, feel free to throw it in chat. As of right now, I'm simply waiting for New York Open. I like to focus between 9:30 to 11:30 on trading. So right now, just a moment to be patient. We got about another 20 to 24 minutes before New York Open. So go through some questions, go through some answers. We'll go through some information. We'll begin to get prepared for New York Open. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Hey Ash, your microphone still cuts out sometimes. I get real antsy. If you couldn't tell, I gotta stop moving away from. So it's probably because I'm like, like if I'm moving around, it's probably not picking up. So that's my fault. The coffee's flowing, right? So I get a little antsy. That's on me. I'm $200 away from a payout. Let's go. Let's go, AO. Let's finish that off. Let's get the payout. Please just remember. Oh, okay, perfect. You mentioned it in your statement. People are talking about the trade of 8 issues, so I don't know if today is the day to be going for that $200 if we're going to continue to keep seeing trade of 8 issues. So, that in mind. How can I connect my funded futures via TradingView? When you go to buy a My Funded Futures account, make sure you're buying the TradingView option as your platform. That's the first thing. Second thing is you will have to sign into Tradeovate. Okay, sign into Tradeovate, like tradeovate.com, right? Use your My Funded Futures credentials to sign into Tradeovate. Then on the Tradeovate platform, go to the most top right of the screen. Most top right of the platform, there will be like the menu looking thing. Looks kind of like this, where it's like 3 lines. It'll help you pull up like the settings of Tradeovate. Go into the settings of the Tradeovate platform. Then click on the add-on tabs. Okay. Not clear enough. It says this right here. It says add-ons in the settings, Tradeovate. Once you're in the add-ons, make sure TradingView is enabled, turned on. Once that's turned on, then you can go over to TradingView, right? And then you can sign in via the Tradeovate app. Okay? So that's how you get TradingView up and running. Ash, is it just me, or are you also seeing less 5-minute unicorns versus 1-minute unicorn? No, that's completely correct. The higher the time frame you go, the less entry functions are going to occur. Right? There's a lot more candles that happen on the 1-minute chart. So there are so many more opportunities to get a trade on the 1-minute chart. Yeah, there's definitely going to be more opportunities on lower time frames. But less is more. I don't think taking more opportunities will get you a better result. Quality over quantity. Silver's like a beach ball being held underwater and now popping. Yeah, that thing popped. I mean, what a move recently. It's incredible what it's 100%. What made you gravitate toward unicorn model out of all the ICT models? Let's just make this clear. I don't identify. Okay, so calling it ICT, in my opinion, doesn't make sense. Right? It doesn't matter what terminology you use. Okay? Whether you want to call it a breaker plus an FEG or whether you want to call it a breakout. Right? It's not the terminology that matters, and who cares where it came from. Right? So let's just take a look at that, right? For example, right, if you're looking at this to be a breaker in here, all this simply was a breakout of the downtrend, right? So whether you want to call it a breaker block or a breakout, it's the same exact thing. Yeah, you're hearing me clearly. So if you thought that ICT made these things, I'm sorry, but the market's been here a lot longer than ICT. So the terminology, truthfully, does not matter. There's no reason to even identify. Like that conversation doesn't, there's no, like the focus needs to be on risk management and executing, not what the name of a concept. Who cares what it's called? Only thing I care about is making a day trade, understanding my risk and controlling it. So what made me gravitate towards it? I was trading way before any ICT, and with that being said, I was not using any ICT. I was trading price action, like I'm trading price action now. So I'm not identifying, nor am I going to sit here and say that I trade ICT. What I trade is price action, risk management. Doesn't matter who. Wait, where do you live stream on Tuesday and Thursday? In my premium Discord. That one's only for the private Discord. Which asset do you use to determine your bias? I follow NQ and ES because that's the assets that I trade. So I'm focused on NQ and ES. So I'll get a bias from either one of them. Ash, what's the difference between futures and CFDs, and which one is recommended? I personally trade futures. There's too many discrepancies between brokers on CFDs. There's also too much slippage. So the accuracy in executions for futures is 10 times better than CFDs, and that's why I focus on. So futures, in my opinion. Ash, I understand, but if the Tradeovate platform doesn't work, via TV won't work also because the info is coming from Tradeovate broker. Yes. Absolutely. I still stand on the first thing that I said. If we're having issues with Tradeovate today, it doesn't make any sense to be taking execution. Right? If you're willingly saying, I know there's issues and maybe my orders might not get submitted, or maybe I can't see my P&L, why would you trade? Doesn't matter if you're on TradingView using Tradeovate or a Tradeovate platform. You still have to understand that there's issues. Yeah, so I do agree with that. Hey, Ash, what's your bias for today and why? My bias today is FOMC is happening at 2 p.m. and FOMC is one of my scheduled. What I'm currently looking for is what happens with the daily candle closure to understand the next move. So if you want to see my top-down analysis, either go to the beginning of this live stream where I did top-down analysis for my bias on all of the assets, or you can see it in Discord as well because I shared the information. But we have New York Open coming up here in about 15. Focus up. I'm not going to go through the entire list of biases again. We did just complete. All right. Take a look. See if you guys hit 100 yet or not. Close. Got 2 free alpha accounts if this gets to 100 and this gets to 200. Additionally, on top of those 2 free alpha accounts, we'll also have a giveaway next week. So, take a look. So, any questions, any information, feel free to throw it in chat. We got about 14 minutes before New York Open. Additionally, once again, I do live stream on my Fun and Futures YouTube channel as well. So, this stream will go till 10 a.m. Then I take about a 30-minute break so I can have a little bit of breakfast for the 10:30 a.m. on. If you have any questions, if you have any information, feel free to throw it in chat. We can go over it as we're waiting for New York Open here. All right. Hi, Ash. I am greedy. So how can I control my emotion? So first things first is conviction is built through experience. Okay. How long have you been trading? That's the first thing I would ask, because in my opinion, the more experience you get, the better you'll be at controlling your emotions. Right? If you do something a million times over, then you'll be more experienced in that situation. That's when you're going to be more capable of controlling your emotions. So that's the first thing I would say is continue to gather more information. Continue to gather more conviction. You'll become more desensitized to the feeling the more times you do. Now, if you need to use certain systems, right, like there's lockout features, that can help you in terms of being greedy, right? Put a lockout feature on your apps or your devices to ensure that you cannot go back into the app after you take a trade. Right? So there are third-party resources that you can use to ensure that you won't be greedy. So those are two options. Give me a second here. All right. I just restarted the connection on the mic. See if that helps. All right. All right. Another 10 minutes before New York Open. Let's see what we get here. Let's see what we get here. All right, let's do a little prediction. I want to see everyone else's bias, so that's why I'm doing this prediction. Second. All right. There's the prediction right there. Chat, what do you think? What do you think? Throw a number 1 into chat if you think at New York Open, the bulls are going to step in and we're going to go to London highs or even make a new high of day. Throw a 1 in chat if you're bullish for New York Open. Throw a 2 in chat if you're bearish for New York Open. Do we go and target Asia low or do we go and target London high? Who's getting taken out here at New York Open? London or Asia? London or Asia? Getting taken out here. Want to see what you all are looking for today. Trying to see everybody else's bias here. Throw a prediction into chat, 1 or 2. You guys and girls think lower or higher this morning. What do you all think? 2, 2, 1, 2, 2. Twos. Bunch of bears today. Okay. No daily wick. Yeah. Yeah. That new day open has. Oh, whoa. Hold on. Go. No wick there on the bottom. Right. What's the terminology for that? There's so many terminology. It really doesn't matter. What do you guys call this right here? What do you call this right here? A flat ass candle. So many terminologies at this point. It really doesn't. Devil mark, flat ass candle, draw on liquidity, wickless bottom. I mean, so many different terminologies at this point. Day opening gap. Who's heard of a Marubozu candle? Go look this up. Go look that up. There's just terminology for everything. Wickless candle. All right. Got another 7 minutes here before the open. Let's see what we get here today, chat. Get this giveaway going too. I want to hand out these accounts. I got 2 Alpha Futures accounts. Close. Getting close, chat. 2 Alpha Futures accounts. Along with next week's giveaway here. Here's the deal. Let's see. Let's see. What are we going to get here at New York Open? Are the Bulls stepping in? Are the Bears stepping in? What are we going to get today? Trade of 8 down again. Man. Yeah, it's clear as day, in my opinion. Now, do you really want to deal with FOMC and trade of 8 not working at the same time? That's a recipe for disaster. I just don't know what else to call that. Like, why would you, in terms of being a risk manager, why would you put yourself in that risky of a... Seriously. Yeah. Just imagine trading like a very large size, and then Matt Coher is saying it's only trade of 8 prop. His trade of 8 live is working just fine. Perfect. Thank you for the info. Also, tell Matt I said hi. Tell him I hope his morning is going well. Imagine being in a trade in a big amount. Imagine having a large size and then properly. Yeah. Yeah, tell Matt I said hi. Tell him I hope his morning is going well. Send him some love for me. He is a great guy. Potential midweek reversal, so bearish until it's not. Okay. In my opinion, on that statement, I would just want to see a change in the state of delivery with some SMT first, or considering that reversal. All right, so like, take a look at the highs here. Right, there is no SMT here at the highs. This hourly candle, the 1 a.m. hourly candle, was not swept on both NQ and ES. I would want to see some form of SMT first with a very clear change in the state of delivery before considering. So I'm not going to consider that yet. I would rather be objective to the information, and right now the information is going higher. So until the information says something else, wait on that. Couple minutes here. Time for New York Open. See what we get. My long-term bags did call me this morning, and they were asking if NQ could run to new all-time highs with EF. So, I don't know who does long-term investing here, but I would appreciate if the markets could go higher. My long-term is a bullish outlook. So, I'm positioned long in the long-term bags. We appreciate it if NQ can continue to keep going. Now that is a subjective response, right? That is, just understand real quick. I'm not talking about day trading with that. That was a long-term comment. Right? Do our day-to-day analysis, day trading. So day trading and long-term investing, in my opinion, those are two different things. They are approached manipulations. Those platforms, all those money shouldn't have these kind of issues. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about Top Step. It is quite astonishing the issues Project X has had for Top Step being longest standing props in the space. Not a good look. All right, New York Open coming up here. Let's see who's going to win the prediction. I think I got the background noise too loud. Hold on, do me a favor, chat. Throw me a 1 in chat if my mic sounds fine. Throw me a 2 in chat if it's all messed up. Because Summer Z is the only one that's saying that it keeps flickering, canceling. I'm just curious to know if it does sound good or it doesn't, because maybe it's just Summer Z. Maybe it's on your end, maybe not on mine. All right, New York Open. What are we going to get? What are we going to get? What are we going to get here today, chat? Are the bulls stepping in here? You getting a little breaker on the 1 minute chart to start the day? Maybe. Maybe. Maybe not. See. Ash, seems like the goal in 2026 is to be in a live account, not stupid platforms. So in my opinion, I think you should diversify. I think there's a reason for both of the accounts, right? There's a lot of leverage using prop firm. So you, as a trader, you do still want leverage. There's a reason to have prop firm. But with me saying that, you need to diversify. I think you should have prop firms. I think you should have long-term accounts. I think you should have real estate and crypto. I think you should have cash account. I think diversifying is the overall key. I think all of them serve some kind of purpose, and they should be used for that purpose. So I would be working on all of those goals, in my opinion. Get to a live account, copy trade prop firms, make sure you have real estate, create long-term bags in the stock market. So I would work on all of those. Yes, trying to push higher. So whoever put 1 in chat, looks like the bulls are stepping in. Looked like the bulls are stepping in. Looks like the bulls are stepping in, chat. Does look like NQ's trying to create a change in the state of delivery down here too. S&P trying to go higher. Where are them London highs? Yeah, I mean, even trading view is slow here at the open. Highs are up there. Okay. Q. And Q. All right. I'm going to take a look at this. And use that as a change in the state of delivery to send us to London highs. All right. This is what I'm going to look at here this morning. Right. Ooh, wrong button. Waiting to see if the 5-minute candle can close above the change in the state of delivery. If it does, what I'll be looking. So, hear me clearly. I'm waiting for a candle closure here. I want to confirm this with a candle closure. If that happens, then I will look for this. So be patient and wait. We're still waiting. Just preparing now. While I'm preparing, I'll wait for confirmation. Confirmation comes in the form of a candle closure above the chain. Wait for now. Waiting for now, and then get confirmation. If we do not get confirmation, 1 minute, candle does not close up here, then I'm not looking at this. Candle needs to close, confirming the change in the state of delivery for this to be an idea. Now it's starting to get rejected, so great in terms of waiting for confirmation. Let's continue to keep waiting. Happens. Keep waiting and see what happens. So I wouldn't use the 925 candle as a change in the state of delivery. Originally, this low was not taken out, so that's why I wouldn't use it. But now that it's taken out, right? Now that'll be the new change in the state of delivery after this closes. So wait and see. Yeah, so the importance to a change in the state of delivery is that it's the down close candles that take out a liquidity. All right, so here's the swing low. These set of down close candles took out this swing low. All right, so notice these candles here. Go back real quick. All right, notice this, right? This down close candle did not take out a form of liquidity. These down close candles did. So that's why this one was the original one. But now that we've gotten new information, right? Now these down close candles have taken out liquidity. That's why it would be used as a change in state now. Let's just wait and see. All right, we did not get confirmation on the first idea. That is why patience is truly a virtue. Wait and see. And it looks like the bears are stepping in for NQ. Where's Asia? Uh-oh. Maybe everybody that wrote 2 was correct there. See if they want to run down to Asia here. Curious to see first setup on yes. No. All. All right. Get here. 15-minute candle looking ugly. Minute candle on ES getting rejected. And that might be some bearish SMT in here. 745 to the current candle. Yeah, careful of this here. right? Yes, went and took out that swing high. NQ did not. Careful. Careful of the bearish SMT. Yes, acting weaker. Now stronger. I would say NQ is weaker because of this SMT right here. NQ is leading the way lower. Bearish SMT at the highs. Yes, took out the highs. It did a good job trying to move higher to start the day. Whereas NQ started moving lower. I would say NQ there. Asia as well. Close. Yeah, here. All right, nothing interested yet. Just being patient to start the day. Working on getting on sides, analyzing the concepts that we understand. Being patient, understanding, knowing that FOMC is coming up. Just analyzing the concepts that we know so that we can find a way to get on sides. You have SMT on both sides of the market here, right? Because ES did not run below these lows. 8:30 a.m. 8:30 a.m. So there's nothing definitive is what's happening here. So far, we've been able to analyze both bearish and bullish SMT. In my opinion, it's just showing that it's not one-sided information, right? If you have SMT on both sides of the marketplace, then it's not really pointing to one direction. It's pointing to both. That's something that's saying remain patient. Keep waiting. Wait and see. Yeah, the bullish SMT too. Yep, I do agree with that. That's what I'm trying to point out here is that there's SMT on both sides of the marketplace. So patient. Be patient. Let them work this out. Once it's very clear and definitive, then we can look at something. All right. So I do want to do that giveaway for Alpha. Do me a favor. Like the stream, sub to the channel. Let's see if we can get the likes to 100. Once we get the likes to 100, we will hand out 2 Alpha Future accounts to 2 people that are in chat currently. So smash that like button, get it to 100. Then let's do the giveaway. And then on Monday, we'll also do a Twitter giveaway. All right? So either way, we're going to do a giveaway. We're going to do the Alpha Futures giveaway here. A couple minutes. We smash the like button. 2 people will go home with a free giveaway account from it. Amazing, chat. Amazing. Right to 120 likes. Perfect. All right, chat. Okay, chat. We're going to run a giveaway for 2 free Alpha Future accounts. All have earned it. We might get our change in the state of delivery here too now. So I'm going to look at this. All right. So this is what I'll be looking at for today. A bullish change in the state of delivery. Looking to see if we can go make new highs. As we're waiting and watching this, let's do a little. How should we do this giveaway? This giveaway. What do you think? See if we can get the candle closure above the change in the state of delivery. 15-minute time frame here. Then we can target higher. All right. Here we go, chat. Let's see. Let's see. All right. I got it. I got it. Ready? Got it. Right. So, using the live chat on YouTube. So, you have to be in chat. Okay? That's the first thing. Second thing, get ready to type. Okay? About to give out 2 Alpha Futures accounts, and get ready to type a number into chat. Because, get ready. I'm giving you guys some time before I say the giveaway opportunity. I'm going to give away 2 Alpha Futures accounts. Somebody that's here in chat, get ready to type. Get ready to type a comment into chat. Ready? I'm thinking about 2 different numbers between 1 and 100. First 2 people to write that number into chat get a free giveaway account. First 2 people to write the correct number into chat get the giveaway account. Oh, I just found one winner. Somebody got it correct. Double check that they're the first one. Look, I'm just triple confirming. Going through the numbers currently. All right, well, the first winner is right here. You know, oh, lost my spot. Hold on. You guys are moving too quick, and now oh, jeez. All right, so first of all, the numbers were 56 and 21. Looks like lost my spot here. Looks like Nick plays the base, said 56. Thought I saw 21. Second. Caesar G. G, the first person to write number 21. 56 and 21 were the numbers. I'm making sure who was the first one. It looks like Nick G plays the base, wrote 56 first. And then I'm looking for the number 21. So 56 and 21. Looks like Caesar G. Caesar G. Caesar G and Nick. Confirm one more time. So correct. No, you can't. Spamming the number 21 doesn't help now. It's somebody already said. guys are moving too fast for me. Trying to confirm. There's so many answers. A couple more. All right. Caesar G and Nick, please DM me. Go ahead and just DM me over here. You can DM me on Twitter to claim those. Caesar G and Nick, just take a screenshot of you commenting the correct number. Okay. Caesar G and Nick, DM me on Twitter with a screenshot of you writing that number into chat. Okay. And we'll get those accounts issued. All right. Congratulations. That is the first of many. Okay. This won't be the first time. This won't be the last time. We have many more of those coming up. So, another advantage of showing up to the live stream. All the giveaways that we'll be doing. Trying to get as many opportunities as everyone as possible. So, 2 50K Alpha Futures accounts. Caesar G and Nick and me on Twitter. Get those issued. Just give me some time. Obviously, I have my live streams today, so I need to complete my live streams. Once I complete my live streams, then I'll be able to get that information to Alpha for them to review and issue. All you have to do is send me the email that you use to create the Alpha Futures account. Then tell me which platform you want to trade on. DM that to me on Twitter with a screenshot of proof that we're participating today in. Right, so congratulations. The first of many. We'll continue to keep doing that. So, are they past accounts? No, no, you don't get a free funded account. You're gonna have to still do the eval, a free 50K eval. Yeah, you still gotta do the trading on it. Congratulations. Life would be great if there were instant funded accounts. That would be perfect. Yeah, there are straight to funded accounts. Maybe I'll see if I can get some of those for giveaways as well. But these ones were even. Is that trade active? Take a look right here. Currently in the account. You'd see it right here. You also see it on the screen as well. P&L fluctuating. See what we get for the rest of the day. Pretty simple information here. ES did not run below the 8:30 a.m. low. NQ did run below the 8:30 a.m. low. After running below the 8:30 a.m. low, price then closed a candle above the down close candle that took out liquidity. So we're using that as a bullish change in the state of delivery with bullish SMT at the lows. Right, so then we're looking to target all these equal highs. You have this here, here, and here acting as equal highs. So same logic, same method. Time, New York Open. Bias, key level, SMT, entry function. See what today brings. TradingView isn't allowing me to place any trades. Yeah, we're having issues this morning. This is one of the things that we've been talking about all morning. Tradevate having issues, right? So you're most likely signing in via Tradevate on TradingView. Well, Tradevate is having issues. So this is one of the things that I was trying to say this morning. Do you really want to risk when the platform isn't working properly? That's why you don't see a trade on here. I'm still here. I'm still working. I'm still learning. I'm going to keep collecting data. But there are moments in time where it's not worth the risk. Right? Why would I take a trade right now when I know that the platform's not working properly? Right? That sounds like you're opening yourself up to a potential blown account. Instead, I would rather just wait. I don't need to take a trade today. If you ever feel forced to take a trade, then I would highly suggest you to take a step. The trade should happen naturally. You should be able to easily identify the information, and you should have no execution errors. That sounds like a normal trade. But if the platform's not working properly, then that's a huge red flag. And that's something where I would say I'd rather side on risk than euphoria. Right? I'd rather sit here and say it's too risky to be taking a trade right now. Therefore, I'll just wait. I don't need to take a trade. So I'm still going to work, still going to learn, still going to analyze the information so I can get the muscle memory. But that's my decision in terms of taking risk. Where do you check Tradevate status? I was getting it from chat. So a lot of individuals kept coming in this morning saying that they're issues. So I do really appreciate all of those individuals that are helping. That's why working with other like-minded professionals is get to share information, help the entire community, be aware of these things. So I do really appreciate it. But this is what I'll be looking at for today. Bullish SMT at the lows, 15-minute change in the state of delivery, equal highs resting up. So after the change in state of delivery occurred, it gave an entry opportunity at the change in the state of delivery, went into some drawdown. Now it's back into positive. Who knows what happens from here? We'll wait and see. Alrighty, chat. Got another 5 to 10 minutes here on the live stream. Then I'm going to go and get some breakfast before my 10:30 a.m. live stream. I also have another live stream coming up here on my Funded Futures YouTube channel. So take the last 10 minutes to go through any questions, any information. If there's anything you'd like to cover, throw that information into chat now. Let's do a couple more questions or information. Then do me a favor, follow me over to the My Funded Futures channel. Let's continue this conversation over there. I will be going live at 10:30 a.m., so in about 30 minutes over there. Would love to finish that conversation over there. Please do show some support over there as well. That way we can continue this conversation. Let's see what we get for today. Do we know why it's down? Let's take a look. No, not getting real clear information. It's just saying it looks like Trade of 8 is once again down. Yeah, so I don't see like an actual. It just says Trade of 8 is down from. Have an exact reason. Does slow and choppy morning affect if you're taking a trade? Right now, my logic is that FOMC is at 2 p.m. There are scheduled breaks in my schedule. FOMC, CPI, non-farm payroll, and bank holidays. So, if you were here preparing with me at New York Open this morning, you would know that I have no interest in taking any risks today because FOMC is one of my scheduled breaks. There's a lot of times where the session leading up to FOMC is very choppy, indecisive, right? Because it's anticipation for that press conference. And anticipation comes in the form of consolidation. That's what we're getting here this morning. Take a look at this. All right, let's get this stuff off the chart. Look at New York Open here. All right, we've gone taken out the high. Gone taken out the low. All right, then we stayed inside the range 2 different times. We're not moving anywhere right now. Right, we've gone up, down, up, down. This is literally validation. Right, we're going sideways. We're not going up or down. We're literally going sideways. Here's the opening price right here, 930. We're literally at the opening price of 930. Going to show you once again that we have not moved anywhere. Right? So I'm happy with my logic. I'm very happy with being patient. You have to find a way to survive another day. And when you have logic that gives you justification to your actions, that's something that you'll be able to repeat over time. Right? When you have a cause and effect relation, to understand why you do the things you do, then it's very clearly defined on when there is a trade and when there's not a trade. So it's not the price action that's telling me this, it's FOMC. Truthfully, it doesn't matter what type of price action happens here on the screen, knowing FOMC, whether we were trending higher, trending lower, or just consolidating sideways. No matter what, FOMC is at 2 p.m. That's the reason, too, why I'm saying today I'll be flat. Doesn't matter what happens on. So those are very anticipated news releases. CPI, NFP, and FOMC. You can expect validation leading up to those events because of anticipation for that data. Getting a bunch of consolidation so far this morning. All right. So I am going to go ahead, give my closing remarks here, and then wrap up the live stream. That way I can have a quick breakfast before my segment over at My Funded Futures YouTube channel at 10:30 a.m. Now, what I'm going to leave you all off here with today is this. Patience is truly a virtue. Okay. In this business, sometimes surviving is better than trying to reach your goal in an unrealistic time frame. Okay. It was very simple for me this morning. All got to watch this in real time. You've been sitting here for the past 2 hours. We have not clicked any buttons. We chose patience because of our understanding of FOMC. Logic that you provide to your decision making gives you clarity, understanding whether you want to trade or not. And understanding surviving another day is more important than any short-term gratification is the reason why I'm still sitting here with no risk on the table. Okay? Patience is truly a virtue. Quality over quantity. Less is more. Always survive another day. Always understand that there's always going to be another opportunity. Okay, we need to be here in the long run. We need to create a business that will withstand day-to-day action so that we can have it in the long term. That by having patience, discipline in your decision making, and consistency in your execution. Okay, so let's remain patient today. Okay, let's ensure that the process we've set for ourselves today gets executed. For me, that's having scheduled breaks during FOMC, NFP, CPI, and bank holidays. My clarity, very clear. I know that I'm going to FOMC's. Okay, so be careful. Use risk management over everything else. Quality over quantity. Less is more. Survive another. Right? Just want to take a moment to say thank you as well before I head out to the next live stream. Thank you everybody for joining. I greatly appreciate every single one of you. Getting to go over this information is providing so much value. The repetition in these questions, the information, the charts, that's what's going to build this business. Okay? Showing up, putting the time in, working and learning with other like-minded professionals. Let's continue to keep gaining the data. That way we can have more conviction in our decision making. And we'll do that by continuing to show up each week here on the live stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to everybody in chat. I greatly appreciate all the people that participated today. We will be going live again on Friday. So let's keep working. Let's keep learning. Remain relentless. Gaining more data. Do me a favor. Follow me over to the My Funded Futures channel. I will be going live for 1 more hour between 10:30 and 11:30. Thank you all for your time. I will live stream. Have a nice day.